Morning all. So last month, Daniel Cormier claimed that Brock Lesnar was on the ban list for TKO, Dewey's parent company, of course. They didn't respond to that claim at the time, did TKO, but that quote from Daniel Cormier now looks to be a load of bollocks because last night at SummerSlam 2025, the show went off the air with a big old bombshell. Cody Rhodes regains his WWE Undisputed Championship from John Cena in a hellacious street fight, Owen. And then Brock Lesnar returns to confront John Cena. The Beast goes down the ramp. He takes off his hat, he takes off his little leather jacket, and then he F5s John Cena and he waltzes away. We have some context about this return from Triple H himself, not speaking on the post-show press conference, because as we learned this weekend, Triple H has conveniently cancelled those post-show press conferences. Surely this weekend, when the tough questions would have been asked, surely this would have been the time.
You think so?
Yeah, but instead he was appearing on the kind of post-show show with the likes of Big E and Joe Tessitore. What did Triple H say?
Triple H said, my reaction was exactly what I thought it was going to be, which was, if there was a roof on this place, it wouldn't be here anymore. The dynamic in the room in WWE changes when the Beast is here. Seeing Brock Lesnar come back, anything that you thought was happening sort of all goes out the window, because the factor of Brock now just changes that dynamic so incredibly, it makes it unpredictable. One of the first things I said to him, Cena before his retirement tour, is, who do you want and how? And we're working through that, which insinuates that John Cena is he wants to work with Brock.
Yeah.
It's more so he's insinuating that it's a Cena-led decision more than a Triple H-led decision or a Nick Khan, or Cena wants to work with Brock essentially.
And to me, that looks like weak leadership from Triple H. Goodness me! Not only does the press conference get cancelled where you're expecting big answers from Triple H, here's why we're doing it, here's the timing for it, this, that, and the other. But also, then he just passes the buck to John Cena, because obviously it's the kind of return because of context that we'll get onto a bit later in the video. You either like it because you like Lesnar, you don't really care about real life stuff, or you know about the real life stuff, and therefore you're thinking, ooh, this is still very much ongoing, which it is, by the way. Don't believe people when they say it's not ongoing. It is still ongoing as we're sat here in August of 2025, and you're a bit like, oof, are they just negating the real life stuff and just doing the story they want to tell despite all of that?
But Fightful has provided some details on how this appearance happened. Saturday, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, the main event, was being kept very quiet, even from the writers, producers, staff, and production crew. As of this evening, a number of those same people still hadn't heard anything about Brock Lesnar and wondered if The Rock was making an appearance.
Now, I should say at this time, after the John Cena promo on SmackDown, where he just said, I wanted to buy into someone's idea of shocking TV, by God.
It's like he's in the room.
The direct quote from John Cena.
Fantastic.
There. A Rock appearance is expected from me now at some point, because he's gone, Travis, he said, my boys have left me high and dry as well. He's like, so Travis Scott and The Rock have left him high and dry. He's gone along with The Rock's idea for shocking TV. I think a Rock appearance is very much due. Well, it's been due pretty much since the heel turn itself, which he hasn't done.
I mean, he's been working through all his old opponents. Punk, Orton, now Lesnar. Maybe Rock down the line eventually.
He should.
You never know. You never know.
Get your finger out your arse and come back, will you?
But it is. This is back to the Fightful Select quote. It is believed that Lesnar has flown into Minnesota and then Teterboro, private on Saturday. Private twice for some reason in the quote. And that Lesnar was hid throughout the day. Some of the staff started to make their way near the stage to start filming things midway through the main event. Lesnar was backstage by 9:15 p.m. Eastern time during the main event. Fightful then reached out to a number of WWE execs and spokesmen for a comment on the Lesnar return and the legal situation. There has been no legal clearing of wrongdoing, I should say, but he isn't actively being sued or prosecuted. We've also asked if Brock Lesnar's return is permanent or if it will be a one-off. He has planned for a program with John Cena, who is heavily factored into SmackDown this month, so definitely sounds like Lesnar will be sticking around.
Yeah, but that is a key quote there from Fightful Select, saying there has been no legal clearing of what wrongdoing, because obviously at the start of 2024, this unnamed athlete was named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, as we'll get onto a little bit more now as well. As we get here in August 2025, something must have changed behind the scenes, because obviously he was then on appeal named, but then also not brought back to WWE on screen in like a wrestling capacity. So what has changed between then and now? Because as we say, it is still very much ongoing. Wrestling Observer Radio have some more context to add following John Cena's heel turn on Friday, which led to Brock Lesnar's appearance on Sunday, saying they dropped the heel turn because it sucked, but also because a John Cena Brock Lesnar program, which is what they're doing now, works better with Brock as a heel. And I think we all agree with that, don't we? The big beast coming back.
Yeah.
I guess the context of real life sort of adds to the heel persona, based on how much you care about that kind of thing.
I know. I mean, the reaction that we got on like last night, a huge reaction for Lesnar. So people in the stadium were happy to see him. We were speaking just before this news video about Cena's face turn a bit too soon or like a bit too sudden. I was saying to you, like, I thought that Cena was gonna it was going to be a ruse and Cena was going to cheat to win at SummerSlam and retain the belt, but clearly this means that he's going to be babyface going forward.
Yeah, I do think the babyface turn came out of nowhere, but I do think that the heel run was really going nowhere, so I think the babyface turn was just necessary. Did I say babyface heel turn there? I'm really tired.
It's been a long weekend.
Yeah, I've been in work last night anyway. We should say that just the entire context of the Janelle Grant situation, Brock Lesnar being named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, the fact of the matter is that while Lesnar is not named as a defendant, it is alleged that Vince McMahon offered Grant up to him for sex. So he alleges that she was supposed to participate in a sexual encounter with Lesnar, but that never occurred. The lawsuit also alleges that McMahon directed Grant to create personal lewd content for Lesnar. He was unnamed in that thing, then he was named in that thing upon appeal, and now we find ourselves like sort of a year and a half later with it still very much ongoing with him back on TV. So that leads you to believe, why now for Lesnar returning to TV, Owen?
Well, the Wrestling Observer have said 4 weeks ago WWE Legal cleared him. As far as why, I don't know, and that's something to speculate on. Legal knows. Either they're confident that things are going to arbitration and Lesnar's not a factor at that point, or they're close to a settlement and then at that point Lesnar's not a factor, or somebody there has just had a change of mind. I don't know which one of those it is. I can tell you also factually that the reason they didn't do the press conference is because of this angle. And that last quote there sums this all up for me. With the Lesnar return, they cancelled the press conference because they were afraid of, a negative reaction, comments, questions being asked. And if you're worried about that negativity, that's probably a sign as to, is it the best idea to bring Lesnar back?
Yeah.
You're willing to cancel the press conferences that they've been doing for years at this point.
Aye.
So...
yeah, just
sums it all up, really.
Looking for stronger leadership from Triple H.
Yeah,
the tough questions are getting asked. I mean, I was on live stream just after Jack's leaving announcement was there. I was answering all the tough questions. What similar stuff from Triple H? Anyway, we'll see how this one develops, of course. But of course, I think the most interesting thing about this is the timing, because it is still an ongoing legal case. Obviously, he's not a defendant, Lesnar, but he was named in it. So I think something must have changed behind the scenes for him to do this now. Because why not before? That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, he's been missing for 2 years. Like SummerSlam 2023 was his last appearance. There was rumours of him coming back in the Rumble for 2024. Then all of this, the lawsuit came out, and he's been persona non grata ever since then, really.
However, Fightful Select did put in their report as well, I should say at the end, I didn't put it in the notes, that Lesnar has been on the payroll in this entire time that he's been away from the company. So not bad for Brock, eh?
Yeah, just gets to sit on his farm and just collect a paycheck.
Anyway, thank you for watching this news video. Obviously, we've got all the SummerSlam content on the channel, what happened from both nights. If you just want a little condensed rundown of what happened on the card, they are live now. WTF will be on the Patreon either tomorrow night or Wednesday morning, because Richard Yannick Tubman's off work today.
Richard, what are you playing at?
He's on his bicycle. And obviously, Twitch. We are going to make our return to Twitch this week. The new Twitch schedule will be hitting our social media channels today, I do believe. I've not spoken to Fraser, but I assume it is.
It is.
Yes.
It will be.
So keep your eyes on that. We'll be live on Twitch every single day of the week. Not the weekend, but the week. Up the week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon.